Hey, what's up, guys? Thank y'all for tuning into the Circle TV. You're now watching the Mr. and Mrs. Goodbread Show. Hold up, almost forgot. I am your host, Mr. Goodbread. All right, guys, now today we got 15 of the most important choices you're gonna have to make in life, especially when it comes to becoming successful and when it comes to getting to this bag, the real bag. All right, guys, so like I said, welcome to season 4, where we talk about home improvement and luxury living. Let's get it. Check out this intro, and we come back, we get straight into it. All right, guys, and we back. And I don't know if you know, guys, but I'm finna earn my money today, because having awareness of choices that you're gonna have to make ahead of time before they come is valuable, guys. I wish I had something like this when I was younger, you know what I mean, that I could just check with and get some stats and get some facts and get some way of living, you know what I mean, beforehand. Choices shape the kind of life we end up having, guys, at the end of the day. So the choices we gonna make is gonna be detrimental to our success and to what happens to you in your future. Choices you make right now gonna be detrimental to what happens to you in your future. All right, guys, so let's get started. Without further ado, number 1, guys, what would you rather deal with, failure or regret from not trying at all? Now you got to think about that, guys. That's gonna be a tough one right there. And how you was raised and molded is gonna shape your mindset to this question. You know what I mean? And you always want to remember, failure is temporary, but regret is forever. You know what I mean? I don't know if you caught the video where I say some people, they like to be the spectator so that way they don't have to feel the consequences of the result. You know what I mean? This comes to that. When you don't take risks, you don't get rewarded. It's simple, guys. So you're gonna have to figure that one out. All right, guys, and number 2, will you live the life you want, or would you live the life your parents want you to live? Now, this is highly important. And again, we touched on this in another video. This is the spectator thing right here. You know what I mean? You learn from who you respect, but you do not let nobody dictate the things only you have to deal with. Do you get that? You learn from who you respect, but you don't let people dictate stuff you got to deal with. You're going to have to feel them results. You're going to have to deal with the results. You know what I mean? Nobody else going to have to deal with them. You know what I mean? At all. Every person should choose the life they want to live. Period, guys. Number 3, guys, you got to ask yourself, would you rather spend your time growing and getting educated or being entertained? You know what I mean? Ordinary people love entertainment. Extraordinary people love education. You know what I mean? This is crazy, because this is the whole agenda right here. Remember, guys, they use a lot of this entertainment to distract us from key information that we need to become better, live better, do better. You know what I mean? From key information. Remember, I told you guys that. You know what I mean? They pay the entertainers way more than they pay the teachers. That's a problem, guys. That's a problem. When we attribute success, we attribute the stars because they have money to them knowing everything, them being able to tell us how we should live, just because they know what they know and they feel. That's also not good. And number 4, guys, you gotta ask yourself, would you rather enjoy the present, or do you want to secure your future? You know what I mean? And one thing I learned it the hard way. In life, guys, you always trading with something. You always trading with your future. What you do right now is exchanging and trading with what's going to happen to you in the future. You know what I mean? If you only invest in right now, and guess what you're going to have to look forward to? Nothing. You know what I mean, guys? The less you invest right now in the future, it's because you want to spend it all right now and do it all right now, the less you're going to have in the future, guys. Always keep that in mind. That's very important. Number 5, guys. Do you want to work for money, or do you want money to work for you? This is highly important, guys. You got 2 types of people in this world. The one that work for money and the one that hire others to work for them. You know what I mean, guys? There's levels. There's going to be levels to this. Nobody I know ever got rich working a 9 to 5. I know some people get wealthy. They live nice. They live okay. They got some debt, but they live okay. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about rich, become a millionaire. I never knew of anybody that was working for somebody that became a millionaire. Put it like that. That's better. I said that better. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really happen. And you know what I mean? That's how that is. Number 6, guys. Do you want to be surrounded by winners, or do you want to be surrounded by losers? You know what I mean? This is hella important. This is why a lot of guys and a lot of women don't become the best version of themselves, because they scared of not being accepted by those who's used to seeing them messed up. You know what I mean? We tend to hang with the people out of sympathy and out of stupidity sometimes. We hang around some folks that's not healthy to our mental state. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not adding value to our life in no which way, shape, or form. In fact, they extracting and they draining energy. And we gotta decide. If you want to be around, you are who you're around. You are the average of 5 people you are around, guys. The 5 people you're around the most, you're the average of them. You know what I mean? Always remember that, guys. Number 7, do you want to be tired, or do you want to be broke? You know what I mean? This is for those guys with those people with the low tolerance of pain. You know what I mean? This is hard work. It's hard work. You know what I mean? It's hard work. If you don't push yourself, if you don't grind, you're not gonna get nothing. Nobody owe you nothing. Don't nobody owe you nothing in this world. And it is no fair award because somebody else win and you ain't do nothing. You feel you should win. It's none of that. There's no participation awards in real life, guys. You know what I mean? You have to sacrifice. It's nothing gonna be quick scheme. Like, you have to sacrifice. If you sacrifice, you get something. If you don't sacrifice, you don't get nothing. Plain and simple, guys. All right, guys, and number 8, this one is a good one too, guys, especially for a lot of my red pill guys. You know what I mean? Those of you that's so highly focused in on the score. You know what I mean? You guys are thinking of, yeah, I got the score in your mind. I hope you guys want to move overseas to get the money up and not just to go overseas for the women. You know what I mean? But do you want to stay in the city that you were born in, or do you want to move somewhere else? That's going to be a decision you have to make. You know, guys, not all of my subscribers is from the big city, New York. Some of my subscribers is from the little or smaller cities, smaller towns that don't have all of the opportunity we here in New York have. And some of us here in New York still don't capitalize on those opportunities. And that's what makes it sickening sometimes. But guys, sometimes you might have to leave your comfort zone. That's what this one is about. This one is about, are you scared to leave your comfort zone to become better, to become richer, you know what I mean? To become more successful? You're gonna have to ask yourself that. It's a big question, guys. Number 9, do you want to be the driver in life, or do you want to be the passenger in life? And that's quite simple, guys. If we are number 9. So if you ain't figure out the theme of this, that you want to be the driver in life, then, you know what I mean, you might want to hit the unsubscribe button for this season, because we headed to the bag this season. You know what I mean? We headed to the bag, and we gonna create it. We're gonna create our own happiness over here. We're gonna create our own happiness, and we're gonna create our own success, because those are things that you can't chase. You know what I mean? You can't chase those. You create those. All right, guys? Number 10, would you rather risk it all, or are you going to be the one to play it safe? You know what I mean? Guys, you got to understand, same idea. I mean, the person that's a risk taker and the person that plays it safe, they have the same ideas. You know what I mean? Just one follows through and mirrors success and starts the journey while the other doesn't. You know what I mean? You don't need to see the entire road before you take your first step, guys. Alright? Sometimes you hold yourself back. We hold ourselves back being scary. You know what I mean? You don't need to see the whole road before you take your first step. Alright, guys? Know that. Number 11, guys. Are you ready to have children, or is it just something everybody around you is doing and trending, so that's what you want to that's what you want to do? You know what I mean? This is highly important, guys. Do not bring a baby into this world until you're ready to be a parent. Until you have your empire built. You know what I mean? Until you already know who your king gonna be. Until he proved that he's your king. If he proved that he could build the empire for you, queen, that's when you have you a baby. That's when you secure the bag, because it's a bag there. You don't go having a baby and then play, let's get this bag together. No, that's not how it's gonna work. And everybody before us is proof that it didn't work like that. So let's not continue this lie and this bad habit, all right? And guys, you see it. You know what I mean? Trying to build an empire and pay child support is not happening. All right? Number 12, guys. Number 12. Do you ignore the problem or do you deal with it head on? This is important because the more you ignore it, the worse the problem becomes. You know what I mean, guys? Ignorance is expensive. And that go for everything. That go for bills. You know what I mean? You ignoring bills, you putting off stuff, you doing, you know what I mean? That all pile on and it get real expensive to dig yourself out. It gets almost impossible to save. You know what I mean, guys? So you want to be alert of that at all times. That's an easy one too. You know what I mean? You should deal with it. Deal with everything head on. Don't be putting nothing off. All right, guys, number 13, and this is a good one, you know. This is, at the end of the day, a relationship channel and all of that. So you're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to ask yourself, queen, king, you're going to have to ask yourself, is the person I'm with my life partner and the person I want to build with? Or is the person I'm with just someone I'm with just to say I'm with someone? You know what I mean? You're going to have to ask yourself that, because the more time you sit there and waste and prolong on actually building and taking the opportunity to share ideas and build a brand with the person you sleep with, you know what I mean? The more money you're going to be wasting, the more money flying out of your brand, flying out of your relationship. You know what I mean? If y'all sit there and you with a person that you argue with all day, or you just don't feel yourself with, then why are you wasting time just to roll out in front of the Look at Me show in front of people and say, hey, she's hot, or hey, he's cool, and you really behind closed doors can't stand each other? It's delusional and it's hallucinating. You know what I mean? So it's also not gonna get you to this bag, guys. Remember, this is self-improvement over here. We ain't over here to bash nobody. We over here to bring awareness and wake people up. You know what I mean? 1 out of 3 marriages will end up in divorce, according to the statistics. The average marriage lasts 8 years. You know what I mean? If you're not in sync, you're not going to be able to move forward with this person. You know what I mean, guys? And that's straight up. Number 14, guys. Do you want to serve yourself or do you want to serve others? Now, this one is going to come up more frequent than these other questions. A lot of the other questions you're going to have to deal with, the decisions you're going to have to make on those questions is going to be more permanent, you know what I mean? And more like long term. This right here is going to come up more often, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? You always want to take care of yourself. You keep in mind you do also want to help people. So how I break this down, guys, is I generally say you want to spend, for my young guys, you want to spend your early years doing you. Go hard for you. You take your, from 1 to 25, do you. Now from 25 to 50, you share that. All that stuff you learned from 1 through 25, you share that with the younger generation. You always want to put the generation on. You always want to be helping the younger generation, guys. That's very important. You know what I mean? And that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? Number 15, guys. Are you living or are you just surviving, guys? And this one right here, you got to be honest with yourself. You always want to be honest with yourself. This channel was created to make luxury and fine living available to as many people as possible. You know what I mean? So if you don't feel like you living, then you need to come on over, hit me up, you know what I mean? You know, inbox me, set up a private session, you know what I mean? So we can get you back motivated. That's man or woman. You know what I mean? If you're a couple and you don't have that connection that you once had or that you didn't or that you're looking for, hit me up. I deal with couples also as well. You know what I mean? All it is, guys, is communication and being able to communicate in love language, guys. All right? And it's energy. You know what I mean? It's all about the energy. It's been real, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And do know I appreciate all of you guys, yo. Thank you. And the channel is growing. It's getting bigger and bigger. I see the subscribers is going up. You guys are signing into them phones, and you guys are really taking it serious and not just like, what is he talking about, and laughing. So I appreciate you guys, man. I hope you guys are taking all of this value and all of this knowledge and adding it, you know what I mean? Chewing the bits and pieces of what you can use and adjusting your life and really gaining forward and mad momentum in your own life. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I do it for you.